Hey everyone, this is Deepak. This is my first YouTube video where I'm going to explain you about a function in programming languages. So this is going to be a very generic video because this is not specific to any sort of programming languages or scripting languages. Of course, I have an old PPT which is saying it is VB script procedures or functions, but trust me, it is purely a generic thing. So probably you can ignore if I'm writing something over here like VB script or JavaScript. Just ignore it and try to understand what I'm what I'm saying. So people, unless they get a chance to write functions in a company or in a project, so they won't understand what a function is, what is the real use of a function. We heard so many words about a function, so many things like function, it's reusable, it is procedural, it is modular, it is easy debugging, and it is good in many ways. Okay, so and it takes parameters, then it returns some values. And when I was studying, I was really getting confused when I was writing a function. I just think, why return, why this return type, what is return, what is input parameters, what are arguments. So these all this keywords, uh, I get always confused about this. So before we start, let me tell you what is the real use of a function. Okay, so let me start with a very small example, so which will clarify all your doubts. Okay, let's say uh, I'll take probably one or two examples. Okay, and in between, I also speak in Hindi if I'm not comfortable sometimes in English, because my English and Hindi both are horrible. So hope you will forgive me in case if I make any mistakes. Okay, so okay, let's begin. I'll give you a couple of examples. The first example is, suppose you are writing a very lengthy program. Okay, you're going to design a calculator application in any sort of programming languages. So the, as you know, the calculator has many functions. Okay, so one function is like addition is a function, subtraction, multiplication, division, calculating percentage. Okay, calculating some other function. Okay, so let's I have designed a calculator program in let's say in Java program. Okay, so when I'm writing this program, once the program is completed, I'll try to run the program, probably execute the program, whether you know the calculation is happening properly or not. So what happens is suppose I'm adding two numbers. Let's say two. I've given 2 plus 4, so it has given me an output of 6. So suppose I have subtracted 4 minus 2. So subtraction, the result, it gives me 2 as a result. But when I'm doing a multiplication of 2 into 3, it gives me 23. Okay, so here uh, I I realize that this is not calculating the multiplication part properly. Let us go and check where I've written this. So when you have written a 5,000 lines of program or code, so it becomes very tedious and hectic to find out that particular uh, problem. If it is doing some mistakes, then it is very difficult to figure out where it has gone wrong, where I have done the mistake. So it really becomes super hectic to find this problem. If you would have divided the small functions to small components, I'll not write the whole lengthy code in a single program. Rather, in that program I will divide chunks of code into one block. Like addition, I'll keep it in one block. Subtraction, I'll keep it in another block. Multiplication, I'll keep it in another some other block. So whenever I'll have that similar kind of problem, I'll directly go to that particular block and try to fix the problem. If the program is divided into multiple blocks, then it becomes easier for me to find the issue. So the first thing is easy debugging. So now, then function came into existence where we write everything. So small chunks we write in a function so that it becomes very easy to debug. Suppose some other friend in my organization is developing a similar kind of application. So if I've already written this function, he can reuse that function. I already have that function, multiplication function logic is ready. If he's trying to build a similar kind of application, maybe he can reuse my multiplication function. Okay, so now as I told you, these are like, now addition is one function, subtraction is another function, multiplication, division and calculating percentage, like I have five functions. If he needs two or three functions, he can reuse that function because the function is already written, he can reuse that function. So it is, I have divided into small modules. Okay, so now it becomes as we say, a function brings modularity, function is very easy debugging, function is reusable. Okay, now it is, you can use it multiple number of times. Okay, so now it becomes reusable. And the next example could be, you know an ATM example. Okay, so whenever you use an ATM, so if you consider ATM as a function, it takes your ATM card and as an input. Okay, so it takes ATM card plus some other, like you want to withdraw or you want to deposit, whatever action you want to perform. So that goes as an argument. So argument means it takes as an input from you. So if ATM card is an input, then it you know takes input from you, how much money you want, you know the what kind of denomination, maybe you want 100 rupees note, you want 200 rupees, and all this it asks you and you give input, and your cash which comes out is an output. Function returns that particular value to you, that means cash to you. So that, why that cash is being returned, so function takes arguments, it performs action. Okay, it processes it, basically performs action and gives you a result is nothing but your cash and your statement. Okay, that means it returns that money because you're going to reuse it again and again. Reuse it, sorry, that means you're going to reuse that money. So that could be the best example I can give. And another thing is, let's say you are building an application that's maybe a school management or a college management system, where you want to calculate, you want to check who the student who got the highest number in 10th exam. So you have a database. Okay, you have a database storage, maybe Excel or database, whatever it is, and you write a functions to pull out the student name who was secured a highest, you was secured a highest mark in 10th exam. So that you once that function returns that student name, you want to offer some gifts, maybe some awards to him. So that means, why function returns a value, because that value can be reused, the student name can be reused, and by using that student name we can track him and we can offer him some gifts. That is how the return type works. And input means, of course, as I explained you, ATM, if we take ATM card as an example, see, input can be your ATM, then whatever you type, the amount you want to withdraw, the statement you want it or not, and these are basically input. Output becomes your cash and statement. Okay, that's a small chit of statements. These are basically your output. So that is how a function is written. So I think you all are clear now, because uh, this input parameters, output, that means returns. And one more thing is, whenever you are writing a program in general, so you and see some of the programming languages, scripting languages, in VB script we don't have to specify the return type. What is the return type? So return type means, if you specify the return type, that kind of value return, it's a data type. Return type is nothing but a data type. If you specify the data type, then the function is going to, if you specify your return type as a string, the function is going to return string value. If the return type is specified as an integer, the function is going to return integer value. If you write void, that means it is not going to return anything. I'll give you one more, the same kind of example. I want to explain it one more time, where suppose the ATM card. Okay, you're going to check the statement. Okay, you're going to check the balance. Okay, so you have just inserted your ATM card in the machine. Then you checked. You just selected the option that you want a balance check. So the balance check is just printed in the screen. You were not taking that in. You're not taking any money, or you're not taking any statement from that account. Simply it is printed. So void we write if we don't want to print, we don't want to return anything to the user. We will simply write void. That means the function won't return anything. So that's the basic about the function. And if you like my video, then just let me know. I can put some more and more video so that you guys can easily understand. And I this time I have not prepared a proper presentation. Maybe next time onwards, if I get some requests from some students, i'll I'll go ahead and prepare a proper document, and will explain you in more detailed manner. Okay, thank you guys, signing off. If you like my video, please like and subscribe to my channel.